Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Well, jello again, an episode of the Jack Benny program as we go back to October 27th, 1946, as Jack has a dream. And it's one, well, let's just say it's less than pleasant.
The Jack Benny Program.
Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Bill Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, people often wonder what a comedian does after he finishes his radio program. Well, let's go back to last Sunday afternoon. The Jack Benny program is over, and Jack and Mary are leaving the studio.
Gee, Mary, I liked the show we did tonight, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a terrific mystery sketch I did? The Fiddler. Gee. I am the Fiddler. I influence the lives of innocent people. I make them steal, hate, and even murder.
Jack, put away that knife. The program's over.
I'm just cleaning my fingernail. Anyway, I thought it was a wonderful sketch. What are you laughing at?
I'll never forget the look on your face when you opened the door where you thought the murderer was and found the quartet instead.
Oh, yes, them. You know, Mary, those guys are driving me nuts. I wish there was some way I could get rid of them. If I could just say, I've got it.
Oh, no, Jack. Where would you hide the body?
I wasn't thinking of that. Anyway, I got to figure out some way.
Jack, let's stop in the drugstore for a snack.
Well, look, Mary, it's only 5 o'clock. If you'll wait till later, I'll take you out and buy you a full-course dinner.
I'm no gambler. I'll take a sandwich now.
All right, come on.
Here are 2 seats, Jack.
Oh, yes. What are you going to have, Mary?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, here's something that looks good. A Dunker Special.
A Dunker Special? What's that?
Coffee, donuts, and a rubber glove, 15 cents.
Nah, I don't get that. I had it last time. The glove had a hole in it.
What are you going to have?
Gee, I don't know. Oh, waiter. Waiter.
Yeah.
Oh, him again. Now, let's see.
Waiter, I'll have a Chiss Wheeze Sandwich.
She'll have a Chiss Wheeze Sandwich.
Waiter, I'll have a Swiss cheese sandwich.
Yes, ma'am. 1 Swiss cheese sandwich. 1 Swiss cheese. Ole, ole.
Well, I see Mr. Kitzel is still working here.
Have you made up your mind yet, muscle-bound?
Yes, I'll have a chocolate malted milk.
1 chocolate malted milk. Put an egg in it.
Wait a minute. I don't want an egg in it.
Have you looked in the mirror lately?
All right, give me a malted milk with an egg in it.
Fried or scrambled?
Look, I want a malted milk with an egg in it. Just a plain raw egg.
All right. 1 malted milk for a barbarian.
Look, waiter, why is it you always...
Oh, Jack, let it go. You know you always antagonize him.
I do not.
You do, too.
You know, Mary, I'm never going to come in here again if that waiter doesn't stop with all
Hello,
that...
Mr. Benny. Can I sit here with you and Miss Livingston?
Oh, hello, Dennis.
I thought you went home.
I came in for a sandwich first, and you know what? I just weighed myself.
Oh.
I weigh 140 pounds, stripped.
Stripped?
Yeah, I took the weighing machine into the phone booth.
Dennis.
And when I put in a penny, a little card came out.
What did it say, kid?
It said, put on your pants. The lady wants to use the phone.
Oh, stop being silly.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Thank you.
And here's yours.
Hey, wait a minute. I ordered a malted milk. This is an ice cream soda.
That's not ice cream, that's an egg.
Well, at least you could have broken it. Can't you break an egg?
If I could break an egg, I'd punch you right in the nose.
Oh, you would, eh? Well, let me tell you...
Oh, Jack, sit down. Everybody's looking at you.
Well, all right, but I don't want this malted milk. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and I don't want this guy waiting on me. Oh, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel.
Just a second, please. I'm reading that new book, The Herring and I.
Oh, come here a minute, will you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kitzel, I always have trouble with this waiter. Will you please take care of me?
What pleasure. What will you have?
A cup of coffee.
Sanke, panke, or schmenke?
Just plain coffee.
In a jiffy.
Thank you.
Well, hello, everybody.
Well, Don, sit down. Have a sandwich or something.
No, thanks, Jack. I just dropped in to weigh myself.
Oh.
Is that the little card you got out of the scale, Don?
Yes.
Let me see it.
Oh, no,
Oh,
Mary.
come on. Let me see it.
Oh, okay, here.
Say, Don, do you... What are you laughing at, Mary? What's the weight on the card, Mary?
It doesn't give any weight. It just says, get off, you're hurting me.
Hey. Hey, that's pretty good. Say, Don, as long as you're here, I want to talk to you about that quartet. Now, I'm not...
Well, if it ain't that old gang of mine.
Hello, Phil. Hey, Phil, how'd your show go today?
Dynamite, Jackson, dynamite. And say, you know that gag you called up and gave me yesterday?
Yeah.
It laid there. But I didn't need it. My charming personality made it roll, Jackson, it rolled. Hey, waiter. What'll it be? Give me a Phil Harris special. Okay. 1 ham omelet, put a wave in it.
That's a good one, huh?
Want anything to drink with it, Mr. Harris? Nothing to drink. I'm on the wagon.
Phil, he means coffee, tea, or milk.
Oh, waiter, I'll have a cup of tea, please.
Do you want cream or lemon with it?
Gee, that sounds good. Give me the cream and lemon and never mind the tea.
Dennis, grow up, will you?
Jack, I'm through with my sandwich.
Okay. Come on, Mary. I'll walk you home. So long, fellas.
Hey, Jackson, what about the check?
You and Dennis can split it. You both got shows of your own now. Come on, Mary.
October 27th, 1946, Jack Benny on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now that Mary's had her Chiss Wheeze Sandwich, more of the Jack Benny program, October 27th, 1946, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Take back your rumba, your samba, your conga, yeah. Let me see, where's my house? Oh, there it is. I don't know what I'd do without these fog lights on my knees. Hello, Rochester.
Hello, boss. You're home a little later than usual.
Yes. You see, Miss Livingston felt hungry, so I took her to the Macombo.
Did you say Macombo, boss?
Yes. On our way home, we stopped off for a few dances at Ciro's.
Ciro?
Yes. And then I thought as long as I took her to the Macombo and Ciro's, it'd be nice.
Boss, you're in the house now and the neighbors can't hear. How are things at the drugstore?
Huh? Rochester, how did you know that I was at the drugstore?
Mr. Benny, you can fool some of the neighbors all of the time and all of the neighbors some of the time, but I ain't a neighbor. I live here.
Oh, I've been to Ciro's, and you know it. Well, it's been a long day, Rochester. I think I'll go up to bed.
Just a minute, I'll strap on my Indian papoose bag.
You don't have to carry me. I can walk upstairs myself. Now, make my bed, will you, please?
Yes, sir.
I'm going in the library and get a book. Oh, hello, Polly.
Hello.
Did Polly hear Daddy on his program today?
Hello again.
Oh, then you did hear the show. Come on now, Polly. What else did you hear on my program? Come on. Come on. Come on. What else did you hear?
Ham hocks and turnip greens.
That's right. Keep on. Come on, Polly. Come on. Keep going.
That's what I like about.
About what? Come on, Polly. About what?
And that's what I like about. That's what I like about.
Oh, never mind. I'll teach you tomorrow. Now, let's see. What book do I want here? This one will do.
The South.
That's right, Polly. That's it. Now, say the whole thing. That's what I like about. Come on, Polly. Say the whole thing. That's what I like about.
That's what I like about the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night, Polly. I don't know. I don't know what's the matter with that bird. She can't keep her mind on things. Every year at this time, she acts the same. Stays that way until the swallows come back to Capistrano. Oh, well, I guess if I had feathers, I'd understand.
Your bed's all ready, boys. Here are your pajamas.
Good, good.
Why are you going to bed so early?
It's not early. It's 8:30. Anyway, I'm always nervous and upset after the program on Sundays. That quartet that sings a commercial drives me crazy.
But, boss, I think it's nice to have music with a commercial.
I'm going to bed. Please turn out the light.
Okay. Good night, boss.
Good night. Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss.
Blow out my jack-o'-lantern. It scares me.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night. Oh, gee. Certainly glad I went to bed early. I don't feel like reading either. Maybe I'll listen to the radio a little while.
And that concludes another session of our very popular quiz program. Take it and go already. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the following is a Spot announcement. Thank you, Spot.
What was that?
And now, in answer to many requests, lovely Patricia Duvall will sing that beautiful ballad, I'll See You in My Dreams.
Gee, I love that number.
I'll see you in my dreams. Hold you in my dreams.
Must be something wrong with my radio. Must be the radio.
I feel the thrill of your charms. Oh, your ever-loving
People requested that?
tender eyes that shine. Let them shine. Make them shine like the stars above your face. I'll see
What a voice. Isn't that awful?
my
When you're feeling
Hey.
dream, that's a thing to do.
Say, that's a nice quartet.
Just watch the smoke rings rise.
Why can't my quartet sing as good as that?
You'll find your share of memories there.
Gee, they sing good, this quartet.
And they might come Mr. Benny.
Huh? Huh? Who are you? What are you doing in my bedroom?
We just came out of your radio.
We're the quartet called the Sportsmen.
Say, you fellas are wonderful. Gee, I wish you were my quartet.
We are.
You mean you're the same fellas who do my commercials? Say, you are the guys. Well, let me ask you something. Why don't you sing for me like you did on that program I just heard?
Because you antagonize us.
I do not.
You do too.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute, you fellas. This is some trick. You're not the same guys who do my commercials.
Oh, we're not, eh?
LSLSMFT, la 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 la, LSLSMFT, la 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 la,
Stop it! Stop it! You guys think you're so smart. Well, this is the last time I'm going to have trouble with you.
Put down that gun.
It's too late now. Take that. Gee, tenors are hard to kill. Well, I guess that'll hold you for a while. Now, come on, you guys. Come on, get out of here. Get out. Wait a minute. They're dead. I killed them. I killed them. But I didn't mean to.
Order in the court. Order in the court.
In the court? What am I doing here?
The next trial will be the case of Jack Benny versus the people of Anaheim, Azusa, and my darling Clementine.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I charged with?
You are charged with killing your quartet.
That's a crime?
Yes, and not only murder, but the court attendant will read the following charges.
On the night of September 30th, Jack Benny, willfully and with malice of forethought, did... You'll be sorry.
I did all that?
Yes, and anything you say will be used against you.
But look...
You better let your lawyer do all your talking.
But I haven't got a lawyer. This is a fine how do you do.
How do you do?
You, Dennis. Dennis, you're my lawyer?
Silly boy.
Dennis, you, my lawyer.
Certainly. Don't you remember you hired me for $35 a week?
But, kid, I only hired you to sing on my radio program.
Yes, but in the fine print of my contract, it says that I have to be your lawyer when I'm not mowing your lawn.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember I hired you because you weighed 140 pounds stripped.
Everyone rise. Here comes His Honor, the judge.
What is this? I don't need any trial. When the judge hears my story, he'll know that I'm innocent. He has such a kind, intelligent face. Oh, Judge?
Yes.
Oh. Are you the judge?
Yes. And let's get on with the execution.
You mean trial?
I know how it's going to end.
Judge, you mean I'm going to be Dennis? Dennis, you're my lawyer. Say something.
To each his own. What? It's either that or plead guilty.
Gee, I'm glad you thought of that.
Hiya, Jackson.
Phil, what are you doing here?
I'm the district attorney, and I ain't going to rest until you're executed.
Phil, you're the district attorney. You've got 2 shows now. Who appointed you district attorney?
Petrello.
Oh, but Phil. Phil, you're not a lawyer. You're a musician. I know you're a musician.
Oh, trying to plead insanity, huh?
But I'm not. I'm not trying to plead insanity.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this trial to bring you a spot announcement. Thank you, Fido.
Fido? What happened to Spot? Oh, well, he was probably just a summer replacement. Anyway, I know I'll get out of this mess. I know I will.
Sure you will, Jack. Don't worry.
Don, where'd you come from?
Eastern Columbia, Broadway at night.
What?
I'm the big clock.
That's Clark. And now the prosecution calls its surprise witness, Miss Mary Livingston.
Make room, fellas. Make room. Hello, Philsy. Hiya, Judge.
Miss Livingston, please take your usual seat.
No, Judge, I might spoil the crease in your pants. I better sit in the witness chair.
Gee, and they're nylons, too. And look at those fog lights on her knees with dimples on them. Miss Livingston, before you're allowed to testify, the bailiff will swear you in. Go ahead, Bay.
Miss Livingston, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, with pickle in the middle and the mustard on top?
No, with the mustard in the middle and the bananas in the refrigerator.
Gee, is that the way they swear in witnesses today?
October 27th, 1946, Jack Benny. The conclusion next on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of the Jack Benny program, as Jack is on trial in his dreams for killing the Sportsmen Quartet, October 27th, 1946.
Now, Miss Livingston, as the prosecuting attorney, I want to ask you, have you ever been out on a date with the defendant, Jack Benny?
Yes, several times.
Did Mr. Benny ever attempt to kiss you?
Sure. Mr. Benny is a caveman type of lover.
Caveman type of lover?
Yes, one kiss and he caves in.
I do not. Now, Miss Livingston, concerning the alleged murder of this quartet, do you?
Objection overruled.
But nobody objected.
I know, and it was getting awfully dull.
Dennis, the judge is against me. I'm afraid, I tell you.
Order in the court. The 497th day of the trial of Jack Benny is on.
Gee, I'm so tired. Now, miss, you're a brand new witness. Please tell us all about yourself.
I am a telephone operator. My name is Gertrude Gearshift. I work at NBC. Wednesday is my night off, if you know what I mean.
Now, when you work at NBC, you hear all the telephone conversations that come through, don't you?
No, there are other switchboards. I'm on the first, Mabel's on the second, and Greenberg's on third.
Greenberg? How did he get in here? Now, Miss Gearshift, you asked to be brought here as a witness. Tell the court in your own words exactly what you said to me in my office this afternoon.
I said, stop, you're smearing my lipstick.
No.
I said that too, but you wouldn't listen.
Dennis, I don't like the way the trial is going. I tell you, I'm worried. Now, Mr. Benny, will you please take the stand? Yes, sir. Mr. Benny, what is your occupation? I am the fiddler. I play by night. I influence.
Order in the court. The jury will now give their verdict.
So fast?
Foreman, have you reached a verdict? Good. What is your decision?
We find the defendant, Jack Benny, guilty of...
Guilty of what?
the whole thing.
But this is ridiculous. I'm innocent, I tell you. I never was responsible for anyone's death in my entire life.
What about the gas man?
Rochester, stand aside. Your Honor, please listen to me. Your Honor, I admit that I killed my quartet. But it was justifiable homicide. They were making me a nervous wreck. They were driving me crazy. I was paying them $500 a week. They never sang good for me.
They always sang beautifully on other programs. So pretty with such beautiful harmony. I remember because I heard him the night I killed him. I was lying in bed and I turned on my radio.
Find your share of memories there, so deep.
Gee, I must have fallen asleep. Well, what do you know? I forgot to turn off the radio. Gee, that was one of the silliest dreams I ever had. Oh, well, I'll get back to sleep again. Darn that Rochester, I told him to blow out my jack-o'-lantern.
October 27th, 1946, Jack Benny on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, another episode of the soap opera Claudia, this one October 27th, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
Hurry up, David. Mr. Tucker will be here any minute.
I'm finished almost.
I have never heard of such nonsense in all my life.
What nonsense?
This business of buying a cow on the installment plan.
Yeah, it's an idea. If we can't work out a deal for cash with Warren, maybe he would consider installments.
I didn't mean paying for the cow on installments. I meant buying it on installments. One day you've bought a cow, the next you haven't. Mr. Warren wants to sell. He doesn't want to sell.
They order these things differently in New England.
I like old Mr. Tucker, but I think he's made something very simple, very, very difficult. If you hadn't got him mixed into all this, you'd have just simply gone out and bought a cow.
Oh, that's what you think. If it hadn't been for Mr. Tucker, Mr. Warren wouldn't have even considered selling a cow.
Now, after 4 days, he's only considering it. You don't even know how much he wants for this cow.
Well, Mr. Tucker didn't think the time was right to discuss price yesterday. David, how much do you think Mr. Warren will want?
I don't think she'll be cheap.
$100?
$100 won't buy much of a cow.
$100 will buy an awful lot of milk.
Oh, that must be Mr.
Oh, Tucker here. You Nortons ready? Oh, still beat your breakfast, do you? Had my victuals hours ago. Good morning to you, Mrs. Brown. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Mr. Tucker.
You young'uns still of a mind to buy that cow?
Yep, still of a mind.
The question is, are we of a pocketbook, too?
That's the crux of the situation. Matthew Warren's a hard man to drive a price with. It was the sharpest trading I ever did to keep Matthew from mentioning a price. Let him mention a price and you're done for. Let him once hear his own voice say a figure and all Hades and high water won't budge him from it.
Have you some idea in your mind, Mr. Tucker, of how much Mr. Warren will want?
More, son, more.
More than what?
More than I hope we're going to give him.
Oh.
You won't buy that cow cheap, son.
I'm afraid not.
Well, come along, you young'uns. Time's a curdling in my veins. Get out your horse and buggy and let's be on the way. Well, the way I figure it, Matthew, is we might have a light winter. Early frost to tighten up the ground, and then a nice, easy winter.
Yeah, a lot of signs point to a hard winter, though.
Nope. Way I figure it, weather goes in cycles.
You mean one bad year and one good year?
Nope. Say, here's good eating apples that grow, Matthew. Nope. Weather's got a lot of time to turn around in. Comes in 40-year cycles, I figure.
40-year cycles?
Yep. Expert in weather, I am. Student, you might say. Seen 2 40-year cycles I have, and she's a-coming right to the way I figure. Remember the winter of 1907?
If you're asking me, I don't.
Matthew, I could stand another apple.
Well, come on back to the barrel and we'll get out some more.
You know, it's a hard thing to grow good apples these days.
We've talked about crops and weather and an old harness that broke. Of the days when they raised cranberries in Eastbrook, of the weather again, of the sow Mr. Warren bought from old Mr. Tucker.
Now we're back to the weather again. We back at the beginning of a 40-year cycle.
Nobody will talk about the cow we want to buy. David, why don't you take the bull by the horns and just...
Haven't you got your metaphors slightly mixed?
Well, the cow by the horns and jump right in.
Where angels and Jared Tucker fear to tread?
Of course I'm right. I'm never wrong. That winter was the same year I had the twin heifer calves out of my old design cow. You had the trotting horse named Barbara B. What won that race at the county fair?
That was a good year.
Oh, yes, but it was a hard winter. So it stands to reason.
Look, Mr. Warren, I hate to interrupt this discussion, but I'm afraid I'm a direct man.
I can be direct too, son, when I've a mind to.
Well, what we're really here for is to find out the price you want for the cow that we want to buy and determine whether it's a price we can afford to pay.
Whether it's a fair price.
I'm a man of fair prices, Jared. Not like some people I could name if I was pushed to it.
No, still harping over that danged old sow you bought from me. Most men have charged her off to profit and loss and experience.
I ain't charging her off to profit and loss, and I ain't a forgetting her. And I ain't going to go to an old coot like you to buy experience.
You bought the sow. Might as well take the experience, too. It was for free. Practically, I didn't charge much for it. Anyway, I wasn't sure for certain that sow would have no more pigs.
I'm sorry, Mr. Warren, that our business with you about a cow has to get mixed up in the middle of your business with Mr. Tucker about a pig.
In the middle, Jared and I have been fighting over that sow for 12 years.
12 years?
Yep, 12 years. She's all let and done with. Matthew, you'll never get the better of me in a trade, so why don't you stop trying?
12
Miss Norton, we're not men of short memory in this part of the country.
12 years. Mr. Warren, if we don't start talking about your cow now, she'll be dead and we'll be buying her daughter before we get around to
All
her.
right.
Well, now,
Let's talk.
you must have some idea of a price in your mind.
I have. Right here in my pocket, I have a figure it down.
Don't say it, Matthew, and don't show it.
But that's what we're here to find out.
Matthew, before you mention the price on that there cow, I want you to go up on the mountaintop, figuratively speaking, and examine your soul.
We're off again, David.
Examine it for what, Jared?
Examine it that you've set a fair price. A man has to live with himself and his conscience. These two young'uns, they don't know much about cows.
They knew enough to pick out the best one in my herd.
Babe's in the woods. And she's a good cow, but she's maybe not the best one in the world.
Find a better one.
And these young'uns are your neighbors. You want to live peaceful with them. You want them to look up to you and revere you. Straight is the way and narrow is the gate, Matthew, and it won't be long before you have to go through it. You won't want to be carrying the burden and sin of a sharp trade, and there's usurious price to these two young'uns. There's short shrift for usurious in heaven, Matthew.
St. Peter will be examining you about my sow, Jared, long before he'll be talking to me about the cow you young Nortons might want to buy from me.
We're back on the sow again.
Jared and I are never very far from it, Mr. Norton. However, Jared just gave me an idea.
I don't give much away. But if I gave you an idea, it was probably a good one.
You like these young Nortons, don't you, Jared?
Well, the manner of, well, you know, giving ideas away, might as well give compliments. They're fine people, good neighbors and fine young people. What's the catch?
That was a lovely compliment, Mr. Tucker.
Generous man I am, generous.
And you know a lot about cows. And you're a good neighbor, too, at heart. But most of all, you're a fair man, probably one of the fairest men in Eastbrook.
Well, Matthew, I'm not going to deny it. A fair man. No, I'm not going to deny it. What you said warms the cockles of my heart. What's the catch?
No catch. But since you're such a known and fair man, I'm going to let you set the price of the Majesty cow.
Me? You can't do no such thing
I'm
to me.
doing it. You set the price, and the Nortons will know it's fair, and I'll be satisfied because I'll know it's fair.
I think I know.
It's a little unconventional, but it seems fair enough to me.
Fair? Fair? Who said I was fair? I never claimed to be fair. What's fairness got to do with the trade? All you need in the trade is your wits with you.
I got my wits with me.
God dang you, Matthew Warren. This is the snidest trick you ever played. I know that you know that I know that you know I know how much this Majesty cow is worth.
Then you name the price, and I'll abide by it.
I could say $100.
Oh, she's worth more than that.
Jared knows that. Or if he doesn't, he'd be proven he doesn't know much about cows.
Who says I don't know much about cows? I know all there is to know about
One of the
cows.
nice things about you, Jared, is your modesty.
What's the use of modesty? You be good, you're good. I'm not a man for hiding a light under a bushel.
Well, by the light, you're not hiding under a bushel, Mr. Tucker. How much do you say the cow's worth?
The cow? How much is she worth?
Yeah.
She's worth more than I'd like to say.
Well, say it, Mr. Tucker. She's too much. Well, we just won't.
There's them that have paid $3,000 and more for cows I wouldn't say was any better than this here Majesty cow.
3,000 and more.
Them as did wasn't farmers, leastways they weren't New England farmers from around here. Matthew, you thinking of these young'uns as city folks, gentlemen farmers with lots of easy money?
I'm looking on them just as I would be looking on you, Jared.
I'm afraid we're back to the sow Jared sold.
Just as you'd be looking to me, eh? Matthew, this is a danged hard thing you're doing to me. Making me cut my own throat in the trade. But if I was buying the Majesty cow, I wouldn't pay you a darn cent more than $450. A dollar over that and it'd gall me. Any dollar under would be so much gravy.
$450. That's an awful lot for a cow.
Yeah, but it's a fine cow, darling.
You're go dang right it's a fine cow. Near breaks my heart to have to say so, though.
Well, Mr. Warren, Jared Tucker said that good things in life never come cheap, so I guess you've sold your cow.
Hold on a moment, son.
No, you don't, Matthew. You made a bargain. Stick by it. You said you'd stick by the price I made. Don't you cheat these here young
Now,
people.
ease your britches, Jared. Now, Mr. and Miss Norton here, in this piece of paper I've writ the price I hold this Majesty cow at, and that price I'll take, not a cent less.
$325.
Mr. Warren, if this cow is really worth more
That's
than
what
that...
I figure she's worth to me, and that's what I'll sell her to you for. Once I set a figure in my mind, I don't ever shift. I'm a sot man that way. Jared can tell you.
Who sweetens the bargain?
I'll take
You
it
or
to
them?
the end, eh, Jared? I'll sweeten it. Yeah, your man Fritz stopped by on his way into town this morning, Mr. Norton. He liked the cow, and he liked the price. And seeing as she won't be fresh for a while, and your barn's not quite finished, I'll keep her here for a week or two. That'll be the sweetening.
Look here, Matthew Warren. What was all this confounded business of getting me to set a price on this here cow when you already fixed the price into your own mind?
If you'd been buying this cow, Jared, you'd have paid $125 more than the Nortons. You know, it sort of pays me back for our deal on the sow. You know, when it really comes to trading, I could take your hide off and you wouldn't even know it.
Well, I'll be.
You'll be gall danged along with me.
Darling, I guess you and I are really babes in the woods when it comes to Yankee trading.
When you're complaining about high prices, give a moment's thought to those things that haven't gone up. There's Coca-Cola, for instance. Coke was a nickel in 1886, and it's a nickel today. Moreover, its quality has never varied in all those years. Today, as always, delicious ice-cold Coca-Cola can be relied upon to bring you the pause that refreshes.
Well, howdy, Bub.
Howdy, Mr. Tucker.
Well, son, you just seen a better man get the worst of it.
Don't die easy, do you, Jared?
Oh, a long way from dead I am. Warren, better watch yourself. Next time we trade, there'll be no holds barred, and I'll nail him to the barn door. But the young'uns bought themselves a good cow at a fair price.
I hear David's brother and his wife are coming up here tomorrow.
Oh, that Hartley feller? Trades down in Wall Street? Never could see what fun a man gets down there. Now, in trading cows, you really got something there.
Well, the Nortons have got their cow, and tomorrow they're going to have family and family-in-law.
Oh, families. Families can be pesky, and in-laws can be more than pesky.
Oh, they don't have to be, Jared.
Oh, mind you listening, son. I said they can be. Well, so long. I got to be going.
So long, Jared. As I was about to say, every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes. And ice-cold Coca-Cola is everywhere. This broadcast of Claudia was supervised and directed by William Brown Maloney.
October 27th, 1948, Claudia here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. By the way, we talk about our friend Ted over at RadioMemories.com. He has been under the weather for a bit, but he is feeling better now. You can contact him at RadioMemories.com. He supplies programs on cassette, CD, or flash drive for your computer at very reasonable prices. That's RadioMemories.com. And just a reminder to thank this station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite radio station. If you miss a day here, you don't have to miss a single show. Each and every one of our Classic Radio Theater shows are available up on our webpage, classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows on demand, or you can find a list of places where you can download our shows via podcast. You can also contact me. You can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can also find our social media links up there. And if you like what we do here, you can buy me a coffee. That buy me a coffee money goes toward helping us acquire more classic radio collections from collectors. That's at classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this very spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox right here on your favorite radio station.